aben yi se yemfa sobo ejinara efa emmo de di kan COVID-19 yade ekodi ewu a efri China memu chinchanchon na eni ababa sense wiase nyina komo mo magande yanso so yeje ye chefa ama ene ye hunu ne ayeye ho no Ghana yama mpede bi di Dr. Lajma Mamudu ba omi yesa yemfa sobo ni nyina de di kan emfa emmo COVID-19 yade de to sumienu yemfa emmo aban bone a wo ma banks ahodo bebrebe ebie sika kura bia batan obere kwa na sika nkasa kura na eye capital a wonu mu edi ehye sika brata ni mu no na je se wonu sika kura bia ni mu no wonu mu ni bi eni yesa ben bai wo so gusa bank nyina da na wo kan nyina ebom na wo ye no bank kro de to so biem Ukraine and Russia ntokwa no wonu na de twatro kura no yemfa ho so bo ne mfa nkongo bo no Dr. Alhaji Mamudu ba omi Ghana yama mpede bi di kire ekasa kire mu se sika nko a wonu egu bank no wonu mo ehwere ye na wo ma Ghana hwere ye no adodo no aso mese 7 billion US dollars enti yade wo ma ahwere sika pa na no manfo bi kasa chim se Dr. Lajma Mamudu ba omi wabon sasema wo kan nyina sabe aburu enam kwan mu na nso Dr. Lajma Mamudu ba omi ase wo no ebe na economy nani eda ho kre asem na wo kan no kre enti wonu mu ntie
to undertake a major banking crisis reform that we consolidated a number of banks. At that time, 2018, 2019, this cost almost close to $7 billion for the country to save the banking system. Almost $7 billion. Now, the choice that was available was either you let the banking system collapse or you save it. There was really no middle way. Whose deposits were you going to let go? And we had to save the banking system and the deposits of 4.6 million people. Of course, we also had COVID coming in at the end of 2019, and we had the worst economic depression since the 1930s in the global economy, and COVID had its major impact. Of course, from the president's point of view at the time of COVID, the emphasis was to save lives and was not on fiscal discipline. And so we had to basically focus on saving lives at great fiscal cost. But before we could know it, Russia and Ukraine also came to add to our troubles. And we are dealing with those issues. So fiscal discipline really is the ability of government to balance revenues and expenditures. And when discipline is not made, downward adjustment in the deficit in 1 year. In January 2022, government announced and began implementing a 20% expenditure cut as part of the fiscal stabilization and debt sustainability measures through the Minister for Finance. And this was followed by an additional 10% cut in discretionary expenditure, all in an attempt to balance the fiscal position and restore fiscal discipline following the banking crisis, the COVID, the Ukraine.
Na abusia for your transam no so de amamu a maame ba ko a wo ma Ghana mu ha ye rentimi emfire dada biara da ene maame hawa kumsin rembo bu maame mu refi no a wo no na betro mpeso aso ye ko etututuo yes hwan ne ye ko wi akire na tuo yi ako destroy ne ma is pa na wono na wo hwe enam ye ne apoposem ho ensem so wono wo de tuja wo kasa kirem se eduru bria epo na wo se etimi tum na enam etimi bapunim na wono mo edore ye bebre enam ti se bogbei amanse wa kpanla na afi na mahodo wo se enam ne timi do srade na wono mo eye papafo se prekwa no a na nipa bonifo bi Acquah anadwo na wono mo ede kodu akwakosi epo ne so na ene anda kanu wono mu eyi nam yi ekwakoton na se na ne ekoso ni na ma me ha wakumsin wahu ene okasa chem se ne yekoso no wode nani kura twa bi sia ne hwe ba ko santema ne se duasa menu gumu no ene wode hwe won wo ka ne plane nye plane fa no kura nyame ni obonse metiko se wo a wonim a wono betro punim twetwe a obaye wadwene so e bia epo no gate ena no enti wo bekọ na wakwa ko yinna mo Nyankopon be yadoma wono be so mu no oh ene no kura nie wono no be di ne nwenwen wono no be di ne se Sodom and Gomorrah se no twede mpo Nyankopon ne wono di ye ne sa pepepe in fact wo be fa ye mamila se de ono nkasa ebegya ne pani ade ato wa discipline wono won kasa bia mame ha wakum sinkra no adi sa bone no enti won de wo ka de atro manfo nyina so won mutie amane ko won maso msase ya tupu nim se mo obi ankọ ha don't enter in fact don't venture mpo na wunim na akọ ho dia ene danta wasenema
amen child ye close season ya bie ye no enam aba ye ni na hu se na mane aba enam ye hu for so many years ene aba but afare for no da so ye nyoma na ensem fita no e wo nsuo no mu enti maka kire omo se sa na omekoso aye dia ene ye so ye befa ye ho adwen ye ni court fo bedi nkomo e bia ye kọ ne ye fine omo a skaka kra bi no omo akwakotua se ye de more deterrent measures ebeba senebeya they will be in prison maximum
abusafo yentoa ensem ne so na yenko yenim na wosofo no ehwe adesua ho nsem so ane onunyamfo osei adutwum woyemrase bedwani de madehia wonom ewe bosomtwe constituency no emu na wono no wakasa chirim se womanfo dodo no na yebo wono doctor ye wose adutwum ane Ghana mampani his excellency na dan Kweku Fado so bo se ekom de enkoda nya aduane ni nkebetimi mampani na dan Kweku Fado ane doctor ya osai dutwum won mo hwe na won mo mankoda ya aduane ni na wayi won ma no se wono wo oswafo hwe adesua won sam so e bi ahoma bi curriculum bi na won atochema ana nkoda bi school da bi ni ade a papa se aduane de mo bia mo din da awa aduane ho no chiche aduane da ben wo beda ni twani asa bere won no wakwa aduane wafuom wokodua bancha na wokodua burom aduane eburo na timi abo amode agunsuom amode aba be school fo mu won ma didi dabi ahokra de mo obi amoni di because so woni ma baboni di no enya sa wo be no wode nsa betimi aguro hwini mukra mo ahunu because asa Ghana for say ni di too much adwuma kakro be ye ma boni di bo ne saa ejo no mpantro mpanua bia won sopra aduane timi obi amoni di ode sanse bi nyina atodwa e wo bra no ne nsantwefo edi enkomo.
I'm not in charge of food distribution, but the buffer stock company gave me the firm assurance that the schools that are opening will get food items to keep the students fed.
Last time I checked, the Northern Region Conference of Heads of Assistant Senior High Schools chairman said that, look, the schools don't have food. So the senior high school, that's SHS1 students who are supposed to report yesterday should stay at home. In fact, they were contemplating sending the SHS2 students home because of the situation.
I had a meeting with buffer stock. You see, food is supplied by buffer stock, not the Ministry of Education. It was a cabinet decision. So buffer stock that's under Ministry of Agric is the one that provides the food to the schools, and then we pay them. We had a meeting with the buffer stock 2 days ago, and conference call. They gave us how they are dealing with the situation and assured me that food should be going to the schools. That assurance I got from them, because I'm not in charge of food distribution, but the buffer stock company gave me the firm assurance that the schools that are opening will get food items to keep the students fed. I want to emphasize that the Ministry of Education is not directly in charge of food supply. The portion that we deal with is disbursing money to the head to take care of the 30%.
Na abusuafo ye transam no so ne Acquah ni mo wie we pepepe no sande tudwa se we de wode bo ba akukum no maamie no enkaso forgetting re na enkadebure ye afi wo ka ne plane de a kire obi aso obi ankra koma emfanto ne yam no kure ni obi ansi abot obi antwa ponchi break o manfo nyina adwuma yi wo no prekese se sokoto ni asum kawa asem tintintin na ne se IMF ye ko ebinim so flagship program ba ko aban di ba ye free SHS ye dia paso ka fefe e betwem se kabo ama ba chance school fees onunyamfo osai yaw adutwum osofo hwa de so amonsam so kasa chim se mampani na dan Kweku fado ene MPP aban yi ewa komapa de magana fo nyina nyade wonu betwam nne wotena na de chi nyina aka ho.
You see, when we talk about free senior high school, to some of us who are privileged, right, we look at it through a different lens. When you go to my villages in Bosomtwe, you go to Bonkoko, look at the opportunity this has presented to them. They are sitting on edge thinking that the opportunity is going to be taken away from them. I want to assure the people of this country, the people of Bonkoko, Bontefufu, and all this village, that their opportunity will not be taken away from them, and that the president is fully committed to the implementation of free senior high school. And that is what I have. I serve at the behest of the president. What he says is what I.
Abuza for your transaction no so ne Acquah anim. Na obi anim se domi kwa benyamra se bedwani ni ononyamfo Sara Adwasa for sabre ma no gusu ab ne wukasai. Maami ejagu ni chemu kridi anya sabkotoa. Ene ebone be na maami aye maami ma hododo no wama no ne no kokosra wono mu. Ya twe maami abasa ne sreda ne ye frɛ no committee anim disciplinary committee na se bebefie. Ni na da ye frɛ maami se de be ya obetumi abane so. Wono mu wo abanchen. Na no na ene yebo ade apiri chairman anase dwomtrani a wono no gire mu admin people so kukudu amanyoku no anemo awo domi kwa benya abato empeso so ononyamfo eye chairman Robert Osaibonsu eno so wono ye ma me Sara Adwasafo afini wo hu ne mu obie me bi se ma me na se wono ho na ma me no fo buo kitikiti kura ma no wo hu ma me no afini.
Keep on saying that the situation in Dominic Abenya is a very unfortunate one. Honorable Sara Adwasafo, a young member of parliament with a whole future in front of her, rising to the level of deputy majority leader and then gender minister and a procurement minister as well. And all of a sudden, she just disappeared. And it baffles my mind why all these things are going on. We gave her enough time. When I say we gave, I mean the party, the government, so that she could change the narrative of today. I mean, things could have been, you and I wouldn't be talking like this, if Honorable Sara Adwasafo had listened to what advice that people were giving her for her to come back to the constituency, her ministry, and to parliament. But unfortunately, this is where we are now. Obviously, the constituents are not happy. We gave her the mandate to represent us in parliament, and that has not been served. The last 2 terms of Honorable Sara Adwasafo, fantastic. She did very well. And for no apparent reason, she disappeared. And even as a constituency chairman, haven't heard from her. Test message. Not at all for about a year now. Yeah. Oh, yes. It's unfortunate.
How has this affected the chances of the party, and for that matter, even developing?
In the Abenya.
All right, so looking at her letter and her intention, is she welcomed?
We love her. That's why we've given her 3 terms, as a member of parliament. But I don't know, has she finished with what she's doing in the States now? Is she coming back to be an absentee parliamentarian? Or is she now coming back to well over 25,000? And President Acquah with Mama, 28,000.
Abuza for yan transam no so ne Acquah anim na asantemantam odum jedwuma yiku no onde sama betu dwom kasa chim se efri afi asase eba babisi osanabusumi ya yewumi eye osanabusumi de toso aduani eja sese akoso ewo asantemantam no enya sam kotwa na efri afi mpim yunu ne aduanu baako ababisi afi mpim yunu ne aduanu mienu yi osanabusumi mu eja sese nko akoso ho ewo hanson ene aduanu mienu 722 emu enipa Edunai 14 and one more afemu ahwe one more kwani na ya de hadwini ye papa public relations officer ana se odumja adwuma yekoro kasamafo edema one more ewa santemantam no emu eni eye DOW3 a wono no ewa santemantam ho yewura Peter Adai and odi sansemi na eto nsantwefo ani mo kasa chimse se de jasehye ekoso ewa santemantam no ade hadwini ye papa
Numbers yenya no 722. Now the total home, all the total afrase there no afrase nya 613 into 33 ma difference near 109. Now the entire afe we dey no kosoro ne say afe na sase no na we hamatan no ope no ewom nti ma eja hyehye no ekosoro kakra eja hyehye ewo inrem bushfires ekosoro kakra na free march by there eja ehye no o de tutu afrase de no ho a eswate pa eswate ye nipa dodo nso a first half omu ojamu no 10 o de tutu afrase de no ho a asrase 5 na ewuye samra ye kasa yi de 10 no eko 40 samra ye kasa vise no a eja efa nipa ba miensa eko kwan kra ye faso e de ko emergency another issue nipa omo use kwan nso kra nso ye another issue. Say one be ma kwan kura ma wakọ no enso ye another issue.
Abusafo yentu fa asa no mokode mfa mkopie mu ewo bole na uhwemu a Abanka sepeni ono no ewo ho ene madam Veronica Alele Madam Veronica Alele wono ene wo ya Abanka sepeni me DC ewo mpotemu ho persons with disability yenu anma wono de demo a wono ye hwe enye yi no abenso so adwene wono ho e de akade kakra wono de bem wono a wono de be hen ha wono ho be hen ha wono binum ye sewing machine fridge ene ade no Abanka sepeni atimi a present ni nyina kama e de am wono manya sem keto ankane no na nkigi ni sika ne de mo wono na sika ne kowa obi wo asabia buru sabia nya do ni na ye ne ya ka 2 million ene kura no na so 2 million ye de be mani nia okura no na bagi sika na ne wakwa kodi na fridge die yase mo mfa ntonsu enti nsuo no eye den ara obi betonsu no no so beti bagi nsuo na mo nipa kro no se de be ye sika no won mi betua light bi no mo so on bi atraduane edi.
Today we're giving them 28 decreases plus small money that they use to buy water and drinks to actually start small business. What we are preventing here is begging. We really don't want them to go on the streets and beg. Today, some people ask for sewing machines, others ask for wheelchairs, others ask for deep freezers. We've gotten the wheelchairs, we've delivered them. Now we are delivering Today we're giving them 28 deep freezers